Welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody's doing well, and in today's video we are stepping back in time again, looking at this PT100 simulator from Cropico. I picked this one up off of eBay. I've never seen one like this before. It is one of their wooden boxed instruments, so at the higher end of their specification we do have a serial number on this, 41913. In comparison to our thermocouple potentiometer, that had a serial number of 22966. I struggled to date that. I believe it's somewhere around about 1970 to 1975. I can't find a date for this at all. Obviously it's another 20,000-ish units on from that thermocouple potentiometer. The only Cropico unit I have been able to put a date to is one I found on the internet, which was serial number 10654, held by the Rochester Avionics Archives, and that is dated 1963. So yeah, it might be with my original guesstimate on the thermocouple potentiometer that could perhaps be a little bit earlier, in the late 1960s, maybe very early 1970s, and this is perhaps mid to late 1970s. I don't think they were using wooden boxes in the 1980s. I might be wrong. I don't know when they stopped putting instruments inside wooden boxes. But in its day this would have been very, very nice. It's a bit battered and bashed around now, which would be expected, I guess. But back in the day, I would say that's quite a nice item to have sat on your desk. It's purely a switchable resistance box, highly accurate for the thermocouples that it's trying to simulate. We have our selection switch here, and you can select whichever of the temperature settings that you are after. We've got open circuit up here, 100 degrees, 10 degrees, 3 and 0 degrees C, and a short circuit. Both short circuit and open circuit should return an error on a PT100 transmitter. As well, we do have a 500 milliamp fuse protecting the terminals there, which are standard binding posts. These aren't compatible with the safety jacks that we have these days. They are 4mm, but you need non-shrouded leads to go into those, or you can use spade connections should you want to. They're all in fine working order, no problems there. We do have our three amigos here, our LB02, our Finersi, and our MR9270S, our Mr. Signal unit, and we can have a look at these and see how well we do with PT100. So we are set up first with our LB02 here. We're showing an error because we're on short circuit. Switching to 0. We get 0 degrees C there. This should be 3, and we've got 2. We've got 10 degrees C there, and we're 9. 100 degrees C there, and we're 99. We're 1 degree out on everything, and again another error that we've got there. So that seems fairly reasonable. We'll just try with our Mr. Signal unit. Put them on the input. We'll use our LB02 as the stand there, and again we are on open circuit, so we're on overload there. We do get the resistance that's showing 999 on there. We'll go back down, and we are 100 degrees C, and we are 100.2, 138.59 ohms. So that's a bit more accurate than our LB02. 10 degrees, we are 10.3, 10.2. Looking good with this, aren't we? And we are 3.2, yeah, 3.2. 0 degrees C, which should be smack on our 100, and we are 100.11, and we are 0.2 degrees C. And then our error again for a short circuit. So that's our Mr. Signal, looking very good. We'll just try the SG-004A as well. Finally set up, hopefully that shows. And we're on this top screen here. That's our 0 degrees C, and we're 1.8, a little bit out. Yeah, so it seems to work okay on our Mr. Signal, but on our other units that's 3 degrees, and we're 1.8 degrees out with that as well, although we aren't compensating for the leads. Yeah, so that could explain one thing. 1.5, we're about sort of 1.7 degrees C out, aren't we? So that's 101.5 and 1.7, so that's probably lead compensation, which I believe I can correct on this unit. I just haven't done it. And then again, error again. So if I compensated for the leads, I think that would actually be all right. So it seems to be all in fairly good order. Let's put those out of the way and we'll drop the screws off and we can have a little deco inside just to see what they get up to. On this zoom, we will see a number of wound resistors in here, as we have seen with all these other Cropico units. That's their standard build. Somebody's obviously been in this in the past because we've got 3 long screws that are wood screws you would expect to be okay, and then we've got a countersink screw just here, which is a standard threaded screw. So somebody's obviously been in there and lost it beforehand, and it just lifts straight out. There's a wooden box. There is nothing dating it inside that. Interesting, not sized correctly. We've got a little cutout in there for was a fuse carrier, isn't it, on the nut there, to seat that in position. And then we have our standard kind of Cropico build, all mounted on this Tufnell sheet with the contacts embedded into that. Looks like we do have positions for other temperatures as well, temperature settings, so maybe they did some more of these with a wider temperature range or a different range for a PT100, 0 to 100 degrees C. It's perhaps a bit of a small range. A little bit of corrosion on some of the screws there. That's the spring for the detent. There's our detents for the main switch. We do have all our wire wound resistors. And the little plastic formers that you can see there, they all look to be in really good condition actually, don't they? No problems whatsoever. You can see our big chunky contacts here, and our moving contact along there that slides along them. Everything all big and chunky to do away with any resistances. But yeah, that's it inside. All good, nice, fairly clean. Bit of corrosion on some of the screws, but that's to be expected. Pretty much our standard build, so we'll stick him back together. Another little unit to add to the Cropico collection. So nowadays these PT100 simulators, a lot of them are electronic, as we see with the 3 that I use to measure this with. They can also source PT100 or simulate PT100 probe. They do it in an electronic fashion. However, there is a resistive one capable, or still available I should say, from Time Electronics, the Time 1049, and that is actually a fairly hefty price. It comes in at £415, that's including the UK VAT, and that has a 2-wire capability such as this one does have. It does have an accuracy of 0.3 degrees C, and it does have a lot more settings, but that is a traditional switch resistance box for PT100 simulation. There is also another unit available from Burster, the Burster 4506. That is a 4-wire unit. I don't have a price for that. It has a similar sort of range to the Time Electronics unit, so they are still available this day and age should you want to do it the good old-fashioned way. But that's it for this video. That's the Cropico PT100 simulator. Hope you found it useful. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one.